Hi and welcome to the Beyond Being Good series of videos. In this episode I'd like to speak with you about how to push through the learning curve. Learning can be a real challenge because there can be a delay between learning something and the performance results that you're looking for. So in the context of this graph here, we have performance down this parameter and time over on this parameter. Let's say we've instigated a new system or a new process. Maybe you're trying to implement the teams that matter approach to high-performing teams as an example. And so you've started here at the beginning of time, and time is ticking while you're implementing this new theory or this new change or this new model, and performance doesn't seem to have improved. It doesn't seem to have produced an immediate effect. Over time, what happens is that you start to get a lot of pressure on whatever theory or model that you're using that it doesn't work, and therefore you need to change. And too often what happens is people come along and they change midstream. So they change at this point here in terms of their theory, and they adopt a new one, which actually just means they go back to here and they start a new learning curve. And people get on this treadmill or this roundabout of starting things and not fully implementing them because they expected miracles to happen overnight. When you have a strategy or a theory that you believe works, you need to stick with that theory or strategy unless you come up with a better theory or strategy. That's why you need to do your work first to be clear about your theories and strategies. And if you believe that the theory and or strategy is going to work, you must stick with it because it can take time. You see, the reality of a learning curve is that you never get to the curved part where there seems to be a sudden improvement in performance that just seems to happen overnight without having gone through the flat part of the curve first. People don't understand this. When you understand that, you can use this to your advantage. As an example, the Western Bulldogs, a team in the Australian Football League that I'm passionate about, the coach Brendan McCartney, when he came along in his first 18 months, had a very set strategy about how he wanted the team to play. Now, over time, their performance in terms of results wasn't particularly good until towards the end of the 2013 season, when one of the football commentators, a chap called Gerard Healy, was heard to say, "What have the Bulldogs done over the last 2 weeks? This performance seems to have come out of nowhere." Now, it wasn't what they did over the previous 2 weeks that enabled their performance to improve. It was the fact that they'd actually finally pushed through the learning curve, and Brendan McCartney and his coaching team had stuck to their strategy, and they knew that by focusing and sticking with the strategy and getting the team to learn it more and more and more, the players would be able to execute that strategy for longer periods of the game. Now, I know as a fact that what they did was that they kept looking for the moments within the game where the strategy was working as evidence to keep proving to the players that the learning would actually work eventually. And that's really important. You need to be really good at a microscopic level, be able to see examples of when your strategy is working so that you can show people, hey, when we sustain this effort, when we sustain putting this strategy into action properly and executing the strategy, we will actually get the results. So if you want to move beyond being good as a leader, it's critical that you understand the learning curve and you learn to push through the learning curve yourself and with your team so that you can continue to achieve high-performing results. Once again, I look forward to working with you next time.